You know the feeling. You're deep into your work, or maybe you're at the final level of a game when, boom, everything goes dark. The power's out. Now, there are two devices that promise to be our saviors in this moment, the inverter and the UPS. They both seem to do the same thing, right? Keep the power on? Well, yes and no. How they do it, and more importantly, what they protect, is totally different. So let's break it down and figure out which one is actually right for you. Just picture it. That low hum from your computer just vanishes. Your screen is a black mirror. And that report you were writing? It's gone. Poof. Lost to the digital void. It's so frustrating. What happens in the next couple of milliseconds is everything. It's the difference between a minor annoyance and a full-blown, day-ruining disaster. All right, first up, let's talk about the one you probably see most often, the good old household inverter. Think of this guy as the reliable workhorse. It's the straightforward, no-frills solution for general power backup. So, what's its main job? Well, it's actually pretty simple, but super important. It takes the direct current, or DC power, that's stored up in a battery, and it flips it into the alternating current, or AC power, that comes out of your wall sockets. It's basically the translator between the battery and your fridge when the main power goes down. The process is pretty clear-cut. As long as the power is on, the inverter is just sitting there, topping up its battery. But the second the power cuts out, it senses it and makes a switch over to that battery. Now, pay close attention to that last part. Switches to battery power. That little delay right there, that's the most important thing to remember about an inverter. And because of that tiny little delay, inverters are perfect for appliances that really don't mind a brief interruption. You know, your lights might flicker, your fan will pause for a split second, and then they'll come right back on. They're built tough and can handle that little hiccup, no problem at all. Okay, so now let's meet our other contender, the UPS. If the inverter is the household hero, the UPS is more like an elite bodyguard, specifically designed to protect your most delicate, most critical electronics. I mean, the name really says it all, doesn't it? Uninterruptible power supply. Its entire reason for existing is to make sure that the electricity flowing to your gear never ever stops. Not for a millisecond, no break, no flicker, just a perfectly smooth, continuous stream of power. And here is the absolute game changer. An inverter has to switch to its battery. A UPS, on the other hand, has its battery always on, always part of the circuit. The power from the wall is constantly flowing through it. So when the main power fails, there's nothing to switch to. The battery is already right there, providing power instantly with zero delay. And a UPS does way more than just keep the lights on. It's a full-on power conditioner. It smooths out voltage spikes, it protects against power surges, it filters out all that electrical noise on the line. This is why it's absolutely non-negotiable for stuff like computers, medical equipment, or servers. Things where even the tiniest blip can cause catastrophic data loss or even damage the hardware itself. All right, we've met the players. Now it's time for the main event. Let's put these two side by side and really see where the subtle differences become huge deals. You know, it really all comes down to this one single moment, the switchover. With the inverter, you get that pause, that brief moment of darkness. But with a UPS, it's so perfectly seamless, your computer won't even have a clue that the power grid just failed. So how long is that inverter delay we keep talking about? We're talking 5 to 20 milliseconds. I know, that sounds insanely fast, right? For a lamp or a fan, it basically is. But for a computer's processor and its memory, 20 milliseconds is an eternity. It's more than enough time for everything to go haywire, leading to a system crash and all your unsaved work just vanishing. This chart just lays it all out so clearly. You see the inverter's delay versus the UPS's instant switch. The inverter gives you basic backup, while the UPS is a whole protection system. It handles surges, noise, the works. And see that last row, power quality? A UPS delivers what's called a pure sine wave. Just think of it as a perfectly smooth, clean stream of power. It's exactly what sensitive electronics need to run happy and healthy. So after all of that, the million-dollar question remains, which one do you actually need? Because it's not about which one is better in general. It's about which one is better for you and your stuff. Let's figure this out. Ask yourself, are you just trying to keep your lights on during an outage, or are you trying to shield a critical piece of tech from getting fried or losing data? Your answer to that one question pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Here's a super simple checklist. First, what are you plugging in? A simple fan or a complex computer server? Second, how big of a deal is it if that thing turns off unexpectedly? Is data loss a real risk? And third, let's be real. What's your budget? Inverters are usually the more cost-effective choice, but a UPS is an investment in serious protection. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? The right choice just comes down to taking a clear look at what you're trying to protect, how much protection it actually needs, and what you're willing to invest to keep it safe. So I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. Just look around your room, your home, your office. What is that one device, your work PC, your gaming rig, that server in the corner, that you absolutely positively cannot afford to have just shut down without warning? Because your answer to that, well, that's the answer to which power guardian you need.